Geocachers, it's time to celebrate your achievement. Introducing the brand new Jasmer Challenge GeoCoins, designed to honor your dedication to one of the toughest geocaching challenges out there. Each coin represents a completed loop of the Jasmer Challenge, marking your journey through the history of geocaching. Whether you've conquered Loop 1, Loop 2, or gone all the way to Loop 3, there's a coin for you. These stunning GeoCoins were designed by renowned coin artist Christian Mackey, known for his incredible craftsmanship and attention to detail. And at just $25 each, they're a must-have for any serious cacher. Don't wait. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk Shop and show the world that you've mastered the Jasmer Challenge.
Hello, and welcome to Challenge Talk, part of the Geocache Talk Network. You can watch the show live on the second Tuesday of each month. Feel free to jump over to YouTube, Facebook, or X to watch the broadcast live and join the wonderful and active chat room. Hi, chat room. Or listen to the entire show later on your favorite podcast player or YouTube. Hey, John.
Hey,
You're not
Emily.
Tim.
No.
Wow.
I'm hoping I can kind of give a Tim vibe tonight because Tim just every time I watch the show, Tim just like rocks it, like so smooth.
You'll be great.
Oh man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So tonight
I heard,
with
Emily,
Pizza
tonight we're going to be
Ninja.
talking about pizza tonight, right?
Challenges. I'm here for it.
Oh man, I appreciate that. You know me, I could talk about pizza all the time. In fact,
That's right.
the pizza of the day tonight was the pizza of the day was a barbecue chicken pizza today.
That sounds good. I would get on board with that one. Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
It was absolutely incredible. Absolutely good.
That's great. And John, this is momentous because as you said before, you have been a co-host with everyone except for me until tonight. So this is finally our first time co-hosting together. So this is fabulous. I'm glad you're here.
Oh man, me too. This is awesome because I mean, just to think, like to me, it was kind of like this was my GTN challenge. Like, will I be able to co-host with everybody on GTN? And
Very good.
The challenge is completed. You know,
Challenge
so how cool is that?
Perfect. I love it. So also tonight we'll have prizes to give away to each show to our listeners. Between each show, be sure to email your challenge cash finds to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com and you could be a winner. Later on in the show, oh, sorry, John, I'm cutting you off.
No, later in the show, we're going to be having a special game exclusive for a live audience, the Wheel of Challenges. And that is something that I love. So listen live, get your email app ready, and follow the instructions when the time comes so you can have a chance at winning tonight's grand prize.
Yes, and at the end of the show, we'll highlight some of the challenge caches you found, and someone will win our coveted monthly giveaway. So we are not your hosts, Emily and Tim. Like we said, it's Emily and John. Tim is on assignment in Hawaii for Cache Fest. Also, I've already noticed we've got some folks in the show watching from Cache Fest. We've got Brad of B&J Bish. Hello from the left side of the fourth row of the Hawaii hot van. He also says it's super weird watching this with the sun still up as a typically in Florida viewer. So glad that we have you with us, Brad. That's great.
Yeah.
So we've got folks filtering into Hawaii for Cache Fest this coming Saturday.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and all the pictures, like Bounce Bounce sent me a picture earlier of Hawaii, absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Simmel sent me a picture of an amazing pizza that he had out in Hawaii that looked amazing. So big shout out to Simmels 123 for sending me that pizza picture. I definitely appreciated that, and I can't wait to see more pizza pictures and more of all the happenings at Cache Fest Hawaii.
That's great. B Genius says, aloha to all those living the island life.
Yes.
Very fun. It's going to be a great week for those. And speaking of Cache Fest Hawaii, we heard tonight from Poanne that she has completed all the waves for the Cache Fest pre-event challenge. So that is a lady who says challenge accepted, because John, we also know that she has completed 50 cache Odyssey finds. She has gone to every cache, every state in the United States since January.
How amazing is that? How
That
amazing.
is
I mean,
so great.
I just can't imagine like within 6 months, okay, let alone going to 50 states, but 50 states to do Cash Odyssey.
Hmm.
I mean, that is incredible. Like
Yeah.
just hats off to her on that one and on the other challenges that she's doing. I feel like if I had an all-star team of challenge cashers, I would draft Ann Poe if there was like a fantasy draft for
Absolutely. I'm
that.
gonna have to be on that team with you. She's amazing.
Yes.
She gave me lovely comments on my Cash Odyssey hide. She's having the best time. I love it. So yeah, Poan, what's next? Tell us. And we also heard another Hawaii update. Help. I'm being held hostage in the back of a van. You guys, there's a van right now traveling. I believe the plan is they hopped from Oahu to the island that Cash Odyssey's on. Forgive me, I don't know which island that is. And they're all in a van together, heading to or coming back from Cash Odyssey, Hawaii. So well done. Hopefully, we'll get some updates on how this group is doing.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. And big shout out to the new cash owner for Cash Fest Hawaii. They stepped up, needed a cache to be there, and they did an awesome job because this is a replacement cache, a new cache. And just I got to give a shout out to all the cache hiders of Cache Odyssey because they're the ones that have just made Cache Odyssey so incredible. Because it's one thing to come up with an idea, but for people to go through and put it and bring it all together and make it awesome, I mean,
right.
And
there definitely have been some hurdles since January, and those Cache Odyssey hiders are being so responsive and amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
We have another report. Ryan is in closer to the front in that van. Brad says he's in the middle, not the back. Maybe he's referring to Tom.
I don't know why, Emily. I'm picturing like an A-team van of cachers on this. Do we have somebody coming in?
I think we've got a live report from said van.
Wow.
We've got that spinning wheel of loading. We'll see if we can hear from the van. I wonder what the cell reception is. I imagine them driving down this gravel road in the tropics of Hawaii. I have no idea what's happening in this van other than Tom's reports. I'm surrounded by my hostage takers.
Wow. And I don't know why. I'm just envisioning like the A-team van and everybody in the A-team van like yes, on their way in the A-team like music playing when stuff's getting serious.
Yes, exactly. We have an even more detailed report. Row 1, Tim. Row 2, Ryan. Row 3, Tom. Row 4, Brad. This is very detailed. All right, we're going to watch and see if they can't get connected and we can get a real-time report. So as we watch for them coming in, I want to share some other news stuff. So you guys saw the ad for Jasmer coins. We'll have the link in the show notes for where you can purchase those on Etsy. It's if you search Geocache Talk Shop, you'll be able to see those coins. There's, let's see, there's loop 1 through 3 available, trackable and non-trackable versions. So you can check that out and see what you would like to purchase before they are gone. And John, have you heard of this new book, The Publish Button? Oh. This is fresh, hot off the presses. This is a nice, thick new book. It is logbook pages from the geocaching community volunteer reviewers. And this is written by Marla London. She is an Oregon reviewer. And this book looks like kind of a chronological tale of what reviewers have done for our community over the past 25 years. It's got a foreword by Brian Roth. And I'm really excited to dig deep into this. I haven't had it long enough to check it out, but I'm happy to own that. So you can find that on Amazon. Again, just Google that name, The Publish Button, or we'll put links in the show notes. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew about that book.
That sounds like such a cool book. I mean,
I know, right? I was
and
so excited how big it was. There's going to be some
yeah,
good stories in here.
well,
Kind of
just a
like that behind the scenes, what are reviewers, what are they living? What kind of chaos
yes.
do they live in? Because we have some high expectations of them.
Well, and I'll tell you, reviewers just make things work so seamless.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they don't get paid. They're doing out of this of their passion, their interest for geocaching. So, I mean, big shout out to them, but I'm sure there's some incredible stories in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so check that out on Amazon. I looked, unfortunately, it's not on Prime Day deals, at least not today. But you never know. Keep checking back. I hear Prime Days is until the 11th, so we'll see. All right. Also, I got a lot of Pacific Northwest news. Tim's trying to get in again. Let's watch and see if he can connect as we go over some of this news. They're
There he
here.
is.
Tim.
Hey,
Tim,
guys.
you are a hostage taker. Oh, wow. Tim,
Oh,
is that
that's
your
a sweet
personal
coin.
Cash Fest coin?
Oh man, looks like Tim
Yes,
locked up.
that is the Friends of Cash Fest coin, and you got all of us here in the van.
The famous hostage van. Poor Tom, he's in the middle there, surrounded by everyone.
Yeah, maybe he's driving and everybody's around. We
Are
did
you
get
guys-
the Cash Odyssey cache. That was successful.
All right, good.
Very
Challenge
cool.
completed. Good.
No adventure goes without a story. So next month we'll have a great story for you.
Very good.
Oh,
We
man.
look forward to hearing about
It's been an adventure.
Are you going to make the flight back to Oahu?
And my connection on this side of the island is terrible. So we'll say hi from Hawaii. Aloha. And
Aloha.
And you guys have a great show.
Thanks for
Oh
hopping
man,
in,
take care, guys. Have a great time at
That's
Cash
not
Fest.
only the
Thanks for
best we
joining
can
us.
do.
Oh man,
that's fabulous. Getting to hear from a live crew from Hawaii. So it sounds like they found Cash Odyssey Hawaii, and they probably have to hop on a plane back to Oahu. So if you guys can give us any more updates as we're going through the show, we'll be happy to keep everyone posted.
oh man, I can't wait to hear more. I mean, just hearing Tim, it kind of sounds like an adventure. And I maybe it's just me. Tim was kind of giving off some Tom Selleck Magnum PI vibes with this Detroit.
I agree, John. That's great. That's great. All right. Well, back to some news. So I just wanted to make sure people knew about some awesome Pacific Northwest events coming up. So we have got on August 16th, the Albany Coin Challenge. So here in Oregon, they do a lot of great coin challenges. And so we want to make sure you guys know about them if this is a possibility to attend. And so that is GCAXH8H. I hope I said that right. And so check that out for August 16th. And then on August 23rd, John, this is my birthday. Let me tell you how I'm going to spend my birthday. Yeah. I'm going to go to GCB7TKD, Puzzle Games and Gadgets event. This is a Bounce, Goblin Dust, and Little Miss Sunshine event.
Oh my God.
John, can you think of a better way to spend your birthday than going to an event by Bounce?
Bounce is just, I mean, Bounce is incredible. Like I have the honor of working with him on Gadget Talk and a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And it's amazing. Just the creativity, resources, everything that puts together. And oh man, Emily, I'm sure you're going to have an amazing birthday at this one. And happy early birthday, by the way, too.
Thank you. I'm excited. My parents are flying in. We're going to drive up there, do headquarters and geo tours, and it's going to be a fun weekend next month. So hopefully a lot of you in the Pacific Northwest can come to that. And then one more, this banner got a little squished with everything I've already talked about, as well as breaking news for Oregon. A big event just reached block party status. And so this is Oregon's block party this year. I'm so glad that this has been achieved. This is Oregon Where It All Began, GCB32PD. So check that out. That is south of Portland. at Shampooey State Park. I believe they have an event every year, and this year they're making it big and block party and all that stuff. There's an
Awesome.
online store. You can buy swag packages through the end of the month, so check that out if you're interested. And then speaking of Oregon, where it all began, John, I think I heard you talking about being a part of Adventure Lab GeoArts. I
Yes.
finally
Oh
got
my
to
God.
be a
Yes.
part of one. So up there
Oh,
off of
that is so cool.
I-5, south of Wilsonville, near this event, we put together a geo art of Adventure Labs, and it's
Oh,
the
nice.
shape of Oregon. So most of the ones I've done have been the shape of the state abbreviation, and this one
Yep.
we actually did the shape of the state. And so
Wow.
I did an Adventure Lab for Lewis and Clark stuff in Oregon. And I'm happy to be a part of a geo art finally. And
That is so
I
cool.
heard you did one too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the Eden Angola rest stop nearby where I live in beautiful Western New York, there's an I Love New York one. And I put out an adventure lab there. More adventure labs are coming. And actually, while I was driving across New York State, I stopped at the Boxing Hall of Fame, not to go in the Boxing Hall of Fame, but to do the geo art. And
Oh,
I
good.
got to tell you, I mean, these are so cool because even for me, like I'm from New York, right? And I'm doing these things and I'm going through and I'm learning some things that I didn't know or some areas in New York of cool things that I want to check out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is so cool to, be able to do those. And I just had a blast,
That's great. Yeah, last year in Georgia, I did one on a Georgia rest stop, and it had these different towns with these painted water towers. And then later in my travels, I drove past one. It's just so
That's cool.
neat to have that. You're learning all kinds of new things. That is neat that your shape is I Love New York. How iconic. I love that.
Yeah, and Acorn Mom, and shout out to Acorn Mom, and she got Cash Odyssey New York. Sorry, I didn't meet you at Cash Odyssey New York. I always love meeting people when I can. But yeah, they found the New York Geo Art by accident. What a great surprise! Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
Glad to
And
hear it.
that is just such a cool one. I'm loving those.
Awesome. Very good. Well, Tim or John, I'm going to try to cover something that Tim usually covers. And this is our challenge statistics update. So thanks to Tim, who did our statistics for us. And I just have to read them and not figure out all the things he does. Although he just does it with simple attribute searches, searching for the challenge attribute. But currently, as of July 1st, there are 47,442 active challenges worldwide, and that is up 525 caches. And
Oh,
right
very cool.
now, the US has 18,541. So if you remember last month, Tim put out a challenge to hide at least 1,000 new challenge caches in the month. And, it's part of the waves. Our pre-event challenge there were quite a number of challenges that had to be hidden for some of these waves. So
Mhm.
I know a lot of you were doing your part hiding challenge caches. We didn't make it with just 525 new ones, but hey, 525 new ones is still a lot of stuff to do, a lot more caches
Yeah.
to find.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then there's no change in leader stats worldwide. So 86% of challenges are in top 10 countries, and the US top 4 states for challenges are still the same: Texas, California, Michigan, and Florida. So there you go. There's our stats for the month.
Man, I'm gonna have to get New York
Ooh.
to step it up.
Yeah. The geocaching ninja said, I'm part of 2 out of the 3 New York Adventure Lab arts. That's great. That's so great.
Yeah.
This makes me want to do more. I really like them. I know there's lots of opinions one way and the other, but I'll tell you what, John, everything that has ever come out of geocaching, I'm here for it. I
Yeah,
don't say no
absolutely.
to anything. It's all has its place, has its purpose, has its time. I love it all.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think one of those things for like the geo art like that, like if you're trying it, I mean, for that West Virginia one, Gary and I did, Gary, Jody and I, it's just like we had such a blast doing that. And that was like such an experience. And for me at the Boxing Hall of Fame, outside in the parking lot doing those, I mean, it was just me, but it was still so cool. And, if people haven't done those, I mean, give it a shot,
Yeah.
I know I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good. Well, John, before we kick off how our months have been, I want to bring something up. something that I didn't go over with you. You've seen this picture that I had in the media here. This is the only picture I have of us together.
Oh my God,
And
really?
let's describe it for our listeners, our audio only. So this is you and me we have to say it's on a boat. You can't quite tell it's on a boat, but this is on a steamboat in Memphis. And so we
Yes.
are on the Mississippi River. I am dressed in a black shirt and I have a black veil over half my face. You are dressed in a t-shirt that says, "I don't even fold my laundry," with
Yes.
the
Oh, yeah.
playing cards on it. And you have what kind of hat would you say that is?
So I was told it was a riverboat gambler type hat,
Perfect. Yeah,
is what
because
I was
you
informed.
played
Yeah.
that character. This was for an interactive adventure lab during Cash Fest Memphis that could only be done while you were on this steamboat tour.
Yeah.
So, and surprisingly, that's the only picture I have of you and me. So, John, let me tell you, I don't particularly like AI. It has its purpose, but also, I don't know, call me old, call me stodgy, whatever. I don't love AI, but I love AI for one thing.
Oh
And
man, Emily, I can't wait.
I love to say in ChatGTP, roast this picture of me. So, John, let me tell you what ChatGTP said to roast us. All right.
Man, I can't wait. Yeah.
So, ChatGTP, did I get that right? GTP? I don't know.
GPT, yeah.
GPT. All right.
Yep.
It says, all right, let's fire up the SAS cannon for this riverboat rendezvous. 1, the hat game. My man looks like he just rolled off the set of a low-budget Western where the big showdown is over who forgot to fold the laundry. Appropriate, considering his shirt is screaming, "Don't even fold my laundry." Louder than his cowboy hat screams, "Yeehaw!" 2nd, the veil. Ma'am, are you mourning the loss of fashion sense or just auditioning for Downton Abbey, Mississippi edition? The mesh veil says, "I came to mourn, but stayed for the cruise buffet." All right, 3, backdrop drama. Y'all posed like it's a romantic steamboat voyage, but that bridge in the background is the only thing holding it together. Is that the Mississippi River or just the tears of fashion icons watching this unfold?
Oh my God, this is awesome.
This is amazing.
This is so good.
4, lighting mood. The overhead lantern sets the perfect mood for either a love story or a horror movie, undecided. Meanwhile, that decorative ironwork above looks like it's judging you harder than I am. And 5, pyramid in the distance. Ah, yes, the iconic Bass Pro Shops pyramid in Memphis. Nothing says timeless elegance like posing in front of a giant outdoor sporting goods store. So then it ends with, "You both look happy, and that's what matters. Just maybe keep that hat and veil combo locked in the Halloween bin next time."
Oh man, Emily, that was hilarious. That was so good.
So that is how I like to use AI in my life.
Oh, I appreciate it. That was a great use of AI, and just, I mean, that was just so much fun, to do that interactive adventure lab on a boat, and so cool because I mean, so many times like we like to push, that kind of like what do we do that we haven't done before? So to do an adventure lab on a moving boat,
right?
And what some people may not know either was it was cashers from Cash Fest and the public. So we had public people we were engaging as well too, walking
and
around.
I had people asking, "Are you okay?" I'm trying to portray this mourning widow who really was a part of the murder scheme, but yeah. So, and then there got to be a point where they're trying to give a tour for these paying passengers. So I'm trying not to interfere. So I'm just sitting there, the only person wearing a mourning veil on the boat, Yeah, it was a very unique experience. Brian was walking around playing his guitar. Yeah, it was
oh
great.
my God.
It was
yeah. And, hopefully I did good. I was aiming to be a good riverboat gambler, and I can't even tell you how many people afterwards were like, "Hey, can I buy that shirt from you after we're done?" And I still have that shirt, but
That's great. No, just go to Amazon, I bet, right?
That's right. Exactly.
All right. Well, B Genius says, so excited for next year, less than a half a day drive. So if you missed the announcement, Cash Fest next year, July 11th, Savannah, Georgia.
Mhm.
So they've already announced that. So make your plans. That's
Very
what we know
cool.
so far. Yeah, very cool. Savannah is amazing if you haven't been. I thoroughly enjoyed my only one day in Savannah, but it was a great day. All right, John, we're just going to chit chat through challenge, this, that, and the other thing that's
Oh
happening
man, love it.
that we're interested in, that we're up to, because like we said, you and I have never done a show before. We've never talked challenges together before. So let's talk challenges.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. So in the past month, I got to go to Pennsylvania and Utah. It wasn't a geocaching trip, but you know me, I'm not going to not geocache, right?
You have to. You have
Yeah,
to.
you have to. And, this isn't a challenge other than maybe I challenged myself. I got to do my locationless cache in
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
nice.
I was trying to find like a really super interesting place to do it. And that led me down a road of, okay, what's interesting? I'm not finding anything in the places I'm going. I had some backup plans, but I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, so what's been established in 1925? Where can I find maybe a sign
Oh.
like that? Somehow I had this blink of an idea in my head. And I thought, when were my grandparents born? Both of
Ooh.
my mom's Steelers chicks parents were born in 1925.
Oh
So
wow.
I did my locationless cache at family graves.
Oh
And
my
that's
God.
maybe not the most, interesting to everyone, but it's probably the most meaningful 25
Yeah.
I could have found on this whole earth, if I'm looking for a
Yeah.
25. So I was really excited to be able to do that in Pennsylvania and log my locationless cache for this year.
That is so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it and I love that because I mean it's a 25 that's meaningful, that's connected to you.
Mhm.
And I love people that do that and do it in like a unique way where you haven't seen it done. My 25 was a little bit lame. I just went to a laundromat and kind of like pointed my finger up at like a 25-cent sign,
That's
on that
fun.
one. But
You got
yeah,
it
no,
done, right?
yeah, it got it done for sure. But I mean, that is such a
Yeah.
cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Love
Some
it.
people are saying they saw my pictures. You know what? The sun was in my eyes. Those were some of the hardest pictures, some of the hardest selfies I've ever taken. Couldn't see the screen of the camera, just doing my best with my selfie stick in the graveyard. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. All right. But, John, I also had an amazing experience in Pennsylvania. I was working on the Geo Challenge of the Month. Do you do that? The Geo Challenge of the Month?
I need to do that. I used to do it years ago and I
Mhm.
got to get back into it. It's
Yeah.
funny because like I was doing it for so many years and my friend Mark, shout out to Timbits82, he like started to do it for 6 months and he was like coming back from a cruise, got stuck in the airport in Fort Lauderdale, did it, and he won the grand prize. So
Oh, nice.
I'm just like, man, like what luck Timbits 82 has on that one. Like the stars just
Mhm.
aligned for him. But yeah, I'd
Great.
love to do that again sometime because that just seems like such a fun time, fun group
It
of
is
people
really
doing it.
neat. It
Yeah.
really gives a focus to try to work on each month. If you're not familiar, we hosted Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, and Lookout Lisa on show 17. And they talked all about the Geo Challenge of the Month. And they put this challenge out. You try to achieve it in your area. You submit a form showing your proof of completion, and then you have a chance to win a geocoin. So whether you win or not, it's really fun. So the June Geo Challenge of the Month was to find a cache with the field puzzle attribute. And
Ooh.
so I got to thinking, okay, where am I going to be on my travels? What can I achieve? And then out of the blue, it worked out on my trip. I didn't think it was going to work out to reunite with a friend that I hadn't seen in about 18 years. And this friend is the person I found my first geocache with.
Oh, no
That
way.
first geocache was a field puzzle. I don't think the
Wow.
attributes
I was going to say,
were
Emily,
there
that
back
is
then,
that
back,
is
19
incredible.
years ago when we found this cache, but it was a field puzzle. I found a field puzzle half a mile away from our first cache site. And so when we visited, I went out, my mom and I were together, we got his whole family, we went to this graveyard, both were in graveyards. It was just so perfect, except we couldn't find the cache.
No. Oh
So
no.
I did not meet
Ooh.
the Geo Challenge of the Month there, but I certainly tried. And I tried to include
Oof.
this friend from long ago, and I had a great time. So then on this same trip, I flew back to Utah with my mom to spend some time with my Utah family. And so my mom and dad and I went out to do a geocache with a field puzzle. It
Mhm.
stumped us really badly. I was on the right track with the right tool that I needed, but I couldn't reverse what needed to be reversed once I realized everything later in my head. You know, you just get stuck in a track
Oh
of
yeah,
thinking.
yeah, yeah.
So I got a nudge from the cache owner, got back, finished the Geo Challenge of the Month in Utah. So yeah, I did that. It spanned, you know, a couple states, couple thousand miles, but I enjoy working on the Geo Challenge of the Month. And I
Yeah.
got a few caches too to help me work towards challenges that I've been working on. So I have a little story about that too. So this
Yeah.
is a story as well as a tip for everybody. So I'm working on this cache called a birthday challenge. It's in Utah. It's either in Kaysville or Layton, Utah. And I believe it's hidden by Kathy's Clown, who hides a lot of challenges in that area. And you have to find, I believe it's 25 caches on their birthday. So I've been working on that slowly, but it's a lot easier to do when you're visiting an area where there's a lot of caches yet to be found. So I
Mhm.
targeted a bunch of caches in Utah to work on this. And I felt like every time I found one, the numbers weren't adding up. And yet I couldn't figure out the problem. But I was just like, I thought I was closer than that. I kept feeling like I thought I was closer than that. And then it hit me that one of the birthday caches we found wasn't pulling on the checker. So I gave it
Oh.
some time. I got back home and I'm like, what is wrong here? So I took a screenshot. I explained my situation and I posted this all in the Project GC Facebook group. And
Mhm.
I got some responses from folks, but I got a response from Magnus, and he immediately noticed that this checker had problems. It had problems before. He noticed all kinds of background info compared to what the cache page was asking for
Mhm.
on how this checker wasn't running properly. So he totally fixed the checker, and boom, I qualified for the challenge. So all that
Oh,
I
awesome.
knew, I knew something was wrong, and I had this instinct, but of course I don't know all the code of the checker. And so just a little tip, ask for help. It might not be you. It might
Absolutely.
be a problem, you know? And so this Facebook group was really great about that. I'll put a link to that thread in our show notes. And so, yeah, that's just a neat little story. And shout out to them for being so responsive and willing to, it was fixed. It was fixed so quickly after he saw my post. So that was pretty great.
And that is just such a great tip because I've talked to other people with like similar stories where it's like they've done a checker and they're like, just something doesn't seem right, you know? So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if something doesn't seem right, feel free to reach out on that side because
Yeah.
some people live and die by the checkers and not going
Mm-hmm.
through and checking individually on that one.
Right, right.
You
And then
know?
just a small one other thing. Going to Pennsylvania was so neat in so many ways. You know, I lived there for, close to 30 years, over 30 years. John, I got to find a geocache in the same spot where my husband proposed to me with a fake geocache.
Oh my god, really?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
god.
So that was really fun. When he hit, I have the whole story in my geocaching profile. You can look it up
Yeah.
under Emily Renee. And um, when he hit a cache here, it's a spot where I was trying to hide a geocache, but I couldn't get permission. And so when he was like, hey, he tricked me. There's a new geocache. Let's go get it. And this was like way back in the day. He had a BlackBerry. There were no other smartphones. So he got me
Yeah.
away from a computer. I couldn't do any checking on my own. And I was just like, oh man, I tried to hide a cache here, you know? So what was so neat was where he hid this cache. First of all, it threw me because that's not where I would have hid a cache if I was going to hide one there. And he hid this big ammo can, and it would have been so obvious if it was a real cache. It would have gone missing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was a whole part of my engagement experience. But this owner of the cache I found, it was a puzzle cache, and I solved it, and I went there, and this cache was in the exact same hiding spot where my husband hid the ammo can, only it
No
was much
way.
more appropriately sized and well hidden for a permanent
Yeah.
cache. So that was just so neat. So anyways,
That is so incredible. I
tons
mean,
tons of
that must have
updates,
been
but
just such incredible feelings going to that location.
yeah, it would have been better if he was with me, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
And but otherwise, yeah, it was really neat. got to do a lot of neat stuff in Pennsylvania. How was your month, and what are you up to in the world of challenges?
Oh man, my month was awesome. My month was awesome. I just was like traveling recently too, because like for me, it's just like, this summer, when I say summer, I work in higher ed. So when I say summer, it's kind of like it starts like mid-May,
Yeah.
between like, Woodstock, like conferences, doing an awesome trip up to Vermont, seeing Tony, getting like Cache Odyssey Vermont on that one. Vermont's
Nice.
oldest I got on that one too,
Yeah,
which is just
nice.
like
That's like the only one in
awesome.
New England I don't have. That's a
Oh,
whole story. A whole story.
yeah. Well, that one was a cool one because I'm working towards Jasmine. I got 5 months remaining. And at that time I
Great.
had 6. So that checked off a big key month on that one.
Good.
So big shout out to Tony up there, because Tony was awesome to talk through on there. Yeah, and Tony, Surf and Turf Pizza. Never had Surf and Turf Pizza in my life before. Tony and I went out and had Surf and Turf Pizza, and oh man, I loved it. It was just
Like, so
good.
this is like meat and fish on the same pizza?
Yeah. It was
Wow.
just like incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, just I would say it's like 9 out of 10. I would just say pickle pizza is just a small percentage above Surf and Turf Pizza, to be honest. It is that good. It is just that good. It ranks right up there.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm just continuing on, and I had a really awesome time. When was it? It was like Saturday. I was driving out, and I love getting the old caches. I got New York State's oldest multi, so Carlton Hill #1. And
Great.
and on that one, like, I don't know about you, but I love finding those old caches, and this is like a 2001 cache. I was the first one in 2025 that found it.
Nice. Nice.
It was such a cool experience because it was such a cool thing for me too, because of course last 2 years, like broken knee, broken foot, other stuff. This was some pretty cool, challenging terrain to do on a solo hike. That it was something where it was just awesome to do, awesome experience, just absolutely loved it on that one. But yeah, for that cache, like New York State's oldest multi, and I think only 3 people found it in 2024 on there too.
Wow.
But that was like just so cool. But yeah, and the way traveling back yesterday too, I nabbed a couple good challenge caches too in the central New York area. So big shout out to all the central New York challenge cachers. They have like a challenge trail, and they have like another trail with a lot of challenges on. I stopped by and picked up the Fibonacci challenge on that one, a calendar finds challenge on that one, signed a few other challenges as well.
Good.
So on that trail, I'm like, I can't wait to make it back there sometime.
Yes.
There
are a few trails that I need to get to. I don't want them to slip away and get too old and get archived. I need to get to some trails. There's a little bit of ragging in the chat.
No, this one is good. This one is good.
Okay.
It was because just being straight up and open, right? Us as cachers, we can't find every single cache.
We cannot.
And K Blast and I, had a great time catching up. His wife, his son's girlfriend, and it was funny. They came to New York. We ate. They did some cool stuff. We then all drove to Ohio, ate at this covered bridge pizza place. That was just so cool to do. But
that sounds amazing. A covered bridge restaurant.
It was awesome. So yeah, big shout out to K Blast for that. That was such a great time. But yeah, we DNF'd a cache right behind the covered bridge pizza place. And which is okay. It's part of the game, right?
It's a DNF with a story. Yep.
Well, and it's being a good cache citizen on that one and a member of the community, because if we go out there and we DNF a cache, and let's suppose it's not there, then maybe that cache gets replaced or it gets archived. But if we don't DNF a cache, that could be perpetuating a problem.
Yeah.
And I always think from the aspect too, like if there's like a newer cacher going out, like what is a newer cacher's kind of resilience to going somewhere? And if they don't find a cache and just being like, well, I tried geocaching, I couldn't find anything.
I didn't find it, and they move on. You're right. That would be sad.
So I'm proud of that DNF, buddy, and I'm glad we got the DNF together on that one.
That's really nice.
And big shout out
Good.
to Tag in the GST. She said the Central New York Challenge Trail is really good, but also on a busy road. Yeah, definitely got to be careful, because I know for me, like doing that, like this weekend, I'm like, I'm probably going to go back in the off season, like, you know, when it should be a little bit busier, or a little less busy, excuse me, on that one too.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. All right. It looks like you have some other cool stuff to tell us about.
Absolutely. So I'm actually getting close to 3,000 finds on this one. So I'm thinking probably tomorrow I'm going to hit that milestone. So I'm pretty excited about that one.
Very good. Do you have something special picked out?
You got a few different caches, you know, but I'm just going to kind of go and see how the day takes me, because where I am, it's kind of like there's a few directions I could go, and I'm just going to see where the energy lets me go to and take it from there. But
all right, I like that plan.
But yeah, another cool milestone too. And I don't know if everybody celebrates milestones like these. I just reached 550 favorite points on my caches that I've hidden.
Congrats. That's really nice. That's not something I've looked at in ages. So
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah. And it's like, I know Bounce and I were talking to a few other people. It's just, sometimes it's just, you know, you got to love that hiding element of the game, you know, on that one. And
thanks for being a hider.
Yeah. Thank you. So pretty cool on that side. But yeah, a couple other quick things too. Worldwide Cache Cruise. We had our first meeting on June 26th on that one. And man, that's just shaping up to be an incredible time. We got 100 cachers who are coming with us.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh goodness, I wish I could be on that with you, but I'm so glad that that's happening for 100+ people. Wow.
Yes. And then there's an exciting new project in the works too. Something very cool, but contractually I can't spill the beans. Gary can be the only one that spills the beans. So
all right.
I can't talk about it. I wish I could. But that's
so keep
something.
Stay tuned to Geocache Talk then, right?
Yeah. So stay tuned for Geocache Talk, because you know, at some point Gary's going to spill some pretty good beans. It's just a matter of time.
All right. Very exciting. Oh, thanks. Matt looked up my stats. 605 favorite points. I'll tell you what, Cache Odyssey is helping with that. So thanks to everyone who's given me a Cache Odyssey favorite point. I have to say I'm very pleased with how that cache turned out. And
yes.
I hope you all can come to Oregon. So John, you said you're working towards Jasmer. You have 5 more to go to hit your first Jasmer loop?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. So I got 5 left, and I got a couple. I don't want to say trips planned, because I don't have dates selected yet, but I have routes and caches selected.
That's how it goes. Yes.
So one route going from Connecticut to PA to pick up some old ones and to pick up some Cache Odyssey ones. So I'm probably going to target of opportunity that one with like a quick flight to Connecticut and then drive out from there too. So waiting to do a weekend on that one, and a trip, and I'm tentatively thinking it's going to be from Tennessee to Georgia, a little bit over for the other ones on that side. So
good.
Love to do it to grab again some Cache Odyssey caches and some old ones.
That's so much fun, you know, adding Cache Odyssey to the trip for sure. Yes. A few of the trips I have in my mind, it's also okay. So where's the Cache Odyssey in that state?
Yeah, and I think that's one of those things. It's funny. I've talked to people at Cache Odyssey New York where it's like they've planned out a trip, and they're like, okay, you know, either they just found out about Cache Odyssey, you know, and it's just like they're like, okay, I got to make sure I include this in everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I love seeing those logs come through.
Yeah. So I mean, how incredible for people to be, you know, planning those and incorporating those within like a whole bunch of other cool caches out there, you know?
Yeah. Hey, we've got a comment in the chat. Wow. Kitty Catch is hoping to reach Quad Jasmer on her trip to Michigan this month. Keep us posted. That is huge. That's amazing. Very exciting for you there. Good. I am 4 caches away from Quad Jasmer. So with the announcement of Geo Woodstock being in Kansas next year, that actually fits into a trip where I can get 3 of the 4 that I need. So hopefully
Really?
that'll work out next year. So hopefully next summer I'll hit triple Jasmer and get 2 more before I got to go to Sweden. So that's my plan. I'm so close.
That is awesome. That is
Yeah.
so awesome.
It just takes time, time, money, time off from work, can't just pick up and fly and do everything at once, unfortunately.
You know what? And there's two sides of that coin. One, it's enjoyable to take your time caching through experiences, you know?
Very true. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
but the other thing I love is just like that planning, because once you start planning, looking at those routes, like that just makes it so much more realistic than just having that idea,
That's how my whole Jasmer journey has been, plotting out these target caches. What road trips can I make out of them? Not just to get those caches, but and I've always wanted to do this, which is near that cache,
Yes.
So yeah, and at some point, your trip is full enough. You gotta stop somewhere, and so yeah, that you're right. That is a big part of the fun. I love planning a caching trip. Yeah.
Well,
Hiking Steel says that she got Alaska Cache Odyssey last Tuesday. She was the 21st finder, and it was a very cool cache. So that's amazing. I think Alaska takes a little bit of effort for the Cache Odyssey cache. So well done on that.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. John, have you hidden any challenge caches?
So Emily, I got to tell you something. It's interesting. I started hiding caches, and I took a look, like what's in my county and what's not in my county. Mm-hmm. Trying to think, like, for me, like as a cache hider, like what am I providing to my caching community? So it's interesting, and don't tell Jesse this. Jesse, if you're watching the show, just walk away for a minute. Is there wasn't a Where I Go in my county, so of course I had to hide a Where I Go.
Awesome. Good.
But also there weren't any challenge caches
in your whole county.
No.
Wow.
When I sought out, like, what kind of caches should I hide, and so I hit two challenge caches at that time, and actually now there's a third challenge cache. So in the county where I live in beautiful Western New York, the westernmost county, by the way, there's 3 challenge caches. So I own 2 out of the 3.
Good.
And which is cool, because again, what are we offering to our community on that one? But I am going to be hiding some other challenge caches coming up soon too. Good. So I'm looking forward to those, and kind of my strategy. And I don't know about you and your caching community with challenge caches, but I know for me, like I got quite a variety of like seasoned cachers in my area, and then some cachers where they're newer cachers, and they're kind of they're starting with those traditionals on that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt got it, the 54321 challenge and the Chautauqua County 100 challenge.
All right, those are your 2 caches.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. So on those, like I kind of thought, like, let me start in a way where they're not the most intimidating challenges, but they're a great way to kind of get a sip, get your feet wet. So the 54321 is quite simply, you have to find a 5-5, a 4-4, a 3-3, a 2-2, and a 1-1. On that side. So something that people can take a look at on that one. And the Chautauqua County 100 challenge is finding 100 caches that were hidden in Chautauqua County.
Very good. Yeah. Very achievable, but yet something one might have to work towards for a few months or a little more. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and things that if people are a newer cacher, they can do these. These are kind of like, I don't want to use the way like a gateway challenge cache, but something where somebody can go in, they can become aware of it, and maybe get that challenge cache itch, from doing these challenge caches.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
that's kind of the angle I've been taking in my community. It's changed over time. The classic geocachers are slowing down and trying to get the newer geocachers to buy into the whole community aspect and the longevity of geocaching. And so, yeah, I've been trying to hide challenges that they're a little simple. They're a little basic. Yeah. They could definitely be notched up harder, but yet I try to show what a challenge can be at the same time. You can think big and achieve even more, but look what you can also achieve just by a little bit of planning. So I try
Yes.
to make that combo. Yeah, maybe same as you. Gateway challenges. I like that. I like that phrase. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I like what Jesse's saying for the most part. He says you should definitely hide more challenges and where he goes in your county. You owe it to them. Yes, sir, I will. And I think we should all look at our caching community and what kind of caches
What do we
aren't there.
need? Right.
Yeah,
That's so
and
good.
I appreciate what the CFO is saying. Just don't hide any Earth cache challenges. Don't punish the people.
Don't punish the people.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
no.
CFO, maybe you don't have to tell me that. Maybe you have to tell somebody else that. Just saying.
Someone else needs that message. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So I hope that more people hide challenges, but I do have enough in the state, where I've signed other logs and I'm working towards things. I hope someone else in my area catches a challenge bug, but we'll see. I definitely try to seek them out when I travel. And like I said, the Kathy's Clown hides a lot in my parents' area. So I'm always looking to see what's new in their area. And it's interesting. There's always a new idea. I'm so impressed with people's creativity.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to add too, I know some of the ones I'm going to be doing are attribute challenges. One of them being the Hungry Ninja Challenge. And the Hungry Ninja Challenge, just kind of thinking, on this one, I'm going to combine food nearby attribute and stealth attribute. So, okay, food nearby, hungry, stealth attribute, ninja on there. And, kind of really start to put some interesting ones together on that side where it gives people, a good sense of what's out there. Even one of the ones I'm thinking about doing is calling it something like a trail dog challenge. So, looking for like some of the hiking distances out there, and then with dogs too on there, and then, thinking on these things like, it gives me a chance to make some good thematic, container with them as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have found a pizza shaped cache before.
Oh.
So yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited because I don't know about you where you live, but kind of for us, a lot of times here in our summer and then kind of spring and then kind of like fall, those are really kind of the prime time caching times.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah. So I can't wait to get some more challenges out in the upcoming weeks on this one.
My fellow Cuspe cacher Rega says, "Is that a challenge, Emily Renee?" Yes, Rega. I need you to hide challenge caches for me to find. Thank you very much.
Oh, did you see this one from Joe McRae? I love this one. She just submitted a squatters challenge. 3 leaves, let them be in Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun one. We're going to have to look that up.
Yeah. And what a great educational one, too, because for people that don't know the 3 leaves on that one, that could be a really great one to share information on that. People may discover either proactively or not in a good way.
Right. And we want them to be proactively educated.
Yes.
As a person who has to seek medical care every time I get poison oak, yes, I
want
people to be proactive. It's bad. It's really bad.
Oh, man. I'm sorry on that one. I'm one of those people. I'm like, if I don't think about it, I'm probably okay. If I think about it, then
you're afflicted.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, John, another neat aspect that's kind of like challenges is this geocaching treasures that has been out since March. Yeah. Are you seeking treasures?
Yes, I love treasures. Treasures, like I love, and I gotta say, like, it's changed the way I play the game in a couple different ways. One, I find myself using the geocaching, the official app, a lot more now since it has the treasures built into that.
Oh, cool. Uh-huh.
And don't get me wrong, I still use Cachly too. I'm an iOS user. But I definitely find myself using a lot more, especially in the field, to take a look at caches. And then I don't know about you, but the other way it kind of changes the way I'm caching is I'm leaving a lot more local caches around me. And I know that's a good strategy, in general for a lot of people. And, for people who are starting out new, it may seem weird, like why are these people who have found so many caches saving some locally? And it's kind of like a strategic decision on that one. But, not knowing kind of like long-term wise what treasures looks like, and especially in the
Right.
winter. I'm saving quite a few of the nearby caches for those too, but I love it. I
I do
think,
too.
yeah, I think it's just a great addition to the game. But how do you feel about it, Emily?
Yeah, I feel like it gives me something strategic to focus on. So, like a really big trip, maybe to achieve some Jasmer months, it gives me some nice local focus. So, my
Yes.
husband and I like to just take drives on Saturdays. And this will help me be like, okay, we're going to take this back road to this back road because I can get these things and get a treasure, and I did that leading up to my trips to Pennsylvania and Utah. I did some prep work here locally so that I could achieve certain ones in Pennsylvania and Utah. And then also, the way it's working where you have to achieve a certain collection before the next one will pop open for you, So I was looking ahead, and when I was in Utah, and the morning I flew out, I was like, well, if I just get these, which I don't have the opportunity to get at home, then I can unlock the whatever and work on that when I get back to Oregon. So yeah, it's just one more way that I enjoy being strategic with my geocaching. So yeah, I like them. And we heard this week that there's a new making memories challenge, leaderboard challenge from geocaching headquarters. And so they have a blog post about this. If you haven't seen it, we'll link to that in our show notes. And this is really cute. Let me see if we can pop the picture up here. So this is from their blog. We've got Signal the Frog, and he's making memories by making a scrapbook. And so
Cool.
yeah, so this they give some, it's kind of like a challenge cache. You give this basic set of achieve these statistics a backstory, and you can build a story around statistics and make it a lot of fun. So that's what this leaderboard challenge is. So to commemorate 25 years of geocaching and approaching International Geocaching Day on August 17th, the goal is to fill 25 million pages of this scrapbook. So that kind of sounds like, the biggest scrapbook ever, but it's still cute. And so
I could contribute a significant portion easy. I would just have to send pictures of each pizza I've ever taken.
Exactly.
And
do you think
that would get a clear
25,000
amount done.
pizza slices?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. So yeah, their blog outlines the different ways that you can help. So this is like a worldwide community challenge, and they'll award different souvenirs throughout the challenge as different mile markers are hit. And some caches are only worth 1 point or 1 page. Other caches are worth 3 pages or 5 pages. So yeah, check out that blog post if you haven't seen that. And that starts July 21st. So when you log caches starting July 21st, found July 21st through August 17th, it'll earn these points. So yeah, making memories. I like it. Like I said, whatever aspect of geocaching is out there, I'm going to do it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it being funneled into a specific way of caching. And yep, I save my local ones too, because you never know what the challenge is going to be.
Absolutely.
And that good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, I enjoy treasures.
And I love the heads up that they're giving on these too, because it kind of gives me a way to be like, okay, I put it in my calendar and I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's something to look forward to,
Yeah. And last weekend, you had mentioned the Sutherland GeoCoin Challenge on
Yes.
Geocache Talk a few weeks ago, and I got to do that, and I earned this fabulous coin. So
wow.
I
Nice.
was in a car it's very nice. I was in a car with 3 other ladies. It was so much fun that as we were logging our caches, as we were going around to find the caches to earn this coin, one person would be like, I got a Jeep, I got a duck, I got a this, I got a that, so everyone's getting different treasures because they're on different paces. And it was just a neat part of being in a group of people, finding caches together, celebrating whatever treasure they were able to find and achieve that day. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I just love how that pops up in the app when you get those, it's almost like if you're intentional, it's like, yes. If you're not intentional, it's kind of like, Oh, this is
Ooh, look what
bonus.
happened.
You know?
Yeah, that and yeah, both have happened to me for sure. And a lot of times I don't log until I get back home on the website,
Yeah.
and they'll pop up on the website too. So you don't miss out if you're logging that way.
Oh, very good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And so, John, I wanted to share this one other thing for our kind of hodgepodge of challenge discussion before we get into our games. So, as I was working through Project GC, I got to thinking there's all these different challenge checkers, and maybe you use it once just to see if you qualify for a challenge cache.
Mhm.
Or maybe it's a really great tool that's helping you track your progress towards something bigger. So, for example, I did find a really nice Jasmer checker that will check, it will show up to quad status. So I've really enjoyed that one. And I got to wondering, is there a way that you can favorite like challenge checkers within Project GC? You know how you can, like on geocaching, if you favorite a cache, you can go to the specific list and see it. It's kind
Yeah.
of like an internal bookmark list. Well, I learned the answer is no. They
Oh,
don't
no.
have any kind of feature to like favorite a checker. So you're just going to have to do the typical old fashioned save it yourself some way, whether you favorite it as a bookmark in your web browser or whatever. But Bloody Cool saw that I had this question, and he gave this suggestion to use Notion to keep track of
Oh,
challenges and links to checkers. So I'm not familiar with Notion. Some of you guys might be familiar with it, and maybe there's other types of online platforms, but it's kind of like a collect everything, make your notes, make your
yeah.
projects, make all this thing in this one platform. So whether it's Notion or something else, the suggestion was if you could do something other than just bookmarking it as a saved web page.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess maybe that's a wish list item for me in Project GC where you could just like put a quick heart on it. Like, I like this checker. Let me find it again easy later. But
Yeah.
you can't do that. So
I like that thought. I mean, to me, it's so cool to see how everybody organizes different things. And one, a big shout out to Retired Guy, right? When Retired Guy came up and visited, I think it was like in March time, he shared me with like an itinerary of his, like he created like a Google sheet, like factoring and everything. And I'm like, wow, that is inspiring me next time I plan a big massive trip to take a look
yeah,
at something like that. But it's such a
that's
good
like
point.
meeting up with the cheeky Brit and seeing his notebook of
Yes. Oh my
inspiration.
God. Yes. Yeah.
Cheeky Brit, that was a good day of my life.
Oh my God. I saw it at Geo Woodstock and it was just incredible.
So Bloody Cool is giving us a little bit more info. He says, I also keep a list of challenge ideas and the caches who qualify for challenges I want to make all in Notion. So he said it's a great platform and it's
Oh,
free. So Bloody Cool, you gave this suggestion like months ago, and it just took me forever to bring this up on a show. And in all those months, I never checked out Notion, but I think I need to do that after this show and see if it's the platform for me for tracking things.
well, and I like what Nels is saying on that one too. The cachers that qualify. So I'm thinking on here. Nels is probably thinking of some incredibly cool, creative ideas. But then the question is, are there people that actually qualify for those?
Yeah, that's such a good point, because that's one of the qualifications for or requirements for hiding a challenge cache. Is it achievable? Have other people done this yet? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Good
Sounds like
ideas.
a good
Thanks.
idea.
Yeah. All right, John, this has been amazing to chat through challenge stuff with you, but we have to play some games. You
Okay,
ready?
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, so we are going to start with our Wheel of Challenges. One live viewer each month will be selected to face off against the wheel to have a chance to win the grand prize. And we do ask that you limit yourself to 3 lifetime wins. So let me pull up my banner here, my correct banner. In order to enter, email challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com with the subject spin me and your geocaching username in brackets, because we need that to put you up against the checker, with your answer to this question. Are you ready? What is the name of the upcoming leaderboard challenge? So John, I'm going to get into our email and see who our first correct answer
this is
is
exciting.
from. John's going to run the wheel for us so
Oh,
that my computer doesn't get all stuck.
I feel like this is an honor being able to spin this wheel.
All right.
I mean, this
I'm
is like
glad
so
you
cool.
do.
This is like life cool checkoff, spinning the wheel challenges. I love it.
All right. Well, I'm glad I have a crappy computer and you can do that for me. All right. Let's see here. All right. Monitoring the email. Looking for first correct answer. And we have.
Do we have someone?
We do. We have from Buzz82 the correct answer of making memories. Very good. So Buzz82, we are going to open that wheel and we are going to spin that wheel and see what kind of difficulty challenge you are going to be put up against. All right, John.
Let's do it.
Ready? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Click, 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 click. Oh, it went past 1 and straight to 5. The doctoral degree. I don't know what that said. All right. Got the doctoral degree something challenge.
Okay, let me pull this up. You know, Tim is like a pro at this one, so just give me a little bit extra on here. And this is going for, let me pull it up, GC 53. And this sounds
I don't know if I'm frozen or if John got frozen.
Am I frozen?
And I'm looking on my show notes, and this says, oh, okay, it is a 2 difficulty challenge. I was looking in the wrong place.
Okay. Hey, Emily, am I frozen? Or am I unfrozen?
John, I don't know if you guys lost me or if I lost you. My internet was bugging out for a minute, telling me I was offline.
Let's see. Can people neither are frozen for us? Okay. So everybody is saying that neither of us are frozen, but K-Blast is saying you are broken.
I was broken. My internet told me I was broken as well.
Okay. Let me pull this one up.
All right. So I found the cache too as you pull it up. This is the doctoral degree in geocaching challenge cache. This is a 5-5 hidden in Ohio by Full Bolter JAF. Let's see here. It's rated a 67 difficulty by the challenge checker. And I'm looking for the qualifications. There are a lot of details on this cache. You have to earn credits. So think college credits in order to achieve this. And there are just so many requirements listed on this cache page of what you have to do. So John, you've got the checker. Run that checker and let's see how Buzz 82 did.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if Buzz is going to do it.
It's thinking. Oh,
sorry,
didn't
Buzz.
qualify. But there you go. Now you know what you got to work on.
Yeah.
So check this out. This was, if we didn't say it, this is GC 5CRR3. If you want to check out an insane 5-5 challenge cache. And this is a pre-moratorium cache. So without looking at it really deep, it could have some unique things in there that may not be allowable today. Ooh, Acorn Mama says, I recently earned my master's in his series, and I'm working on the doctorate now. Gonna take me a long time. So Acorn Mama is well-versed in this challenge requirements. That's really cool. Good. So good luck, you guys. Jane Doe says there's one in Michigan and maybe another in Ohio. So sounds like
yeah, I was going to say there's
opportunity.
no way I qualify for this one for sure. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is cool. Cheeky Brit checked for us. We don't qualify, John, you and I, but Bloody Cool and K Blast qualify. So that's
Wow.
great.
Good for them. And I see Mr. Memphis Mafia says he's qualified for that one too. Very cool.
Very
well,
good. Very
go
good.
Go sign that lock and go get it if you guys qualify.
I love this. M. Wolf says, and I'm over here just trying to get 100 cemeteries in Ohio. We're all on our own path, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, let's come to our monthly challengers section. Each month, we give a congratulatory shout out to cachers who email us their challenge cache finds in the past month. So if you want to be a part of this, email us proof of qualifying and logging for a challenge cache since the last show. Send it to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. Send us photos if you want to, all that good stuff. And you will be entered into a prize giveaway for a Challenge Talk Path tag. So let's take a look at some of our
And Emily, are you there? You look like frozen on my end.
Seeker.
Okay.
And this is, was I gone again, John?
Just for a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, but we heard you giving a shout out to Mass Seeker on this
Okay,
one.
Good. So this is GC88XOK, Large Container Challenge. And in order to log this cache, you must have found 75 or more large container caches. And the containers can be located anywhere in the world. So this rated 60 something on the challenge checker difficulty. So I thought that was interesting. I remember I was trying to qualify for a large one, and I was almost there. It was 100, and so I had to seek out that last. I was at 99. I had to seek out one more large to qualify for that challenge.
Oh man! Well, and you know, another way of telling us, how we can all contribute back to the community. Let's all try to hide a large too. How awesome would it be if we all hit a large?
I know, right? At first, that was one of the most daunting things about Cache Odyssey, but well worth it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. John, do you want to highlight Bloody Cool's find?
Oh, bloody cool. So GCB2, 3B2, the Diverse Cacher Challenge. And wow, for this challenge, you need to find a total of 1,000 non-traditional caches, but there's a twist. In order to encourage cache diversity, and of course, we all have our favorite cache type, there's no more than 200 caches, which is 20%, can be from any single cache type. So there's an upper limit, and you have a cache type total that adds up to under 200. And Adventure Labs do not count on here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh man, big shout out to Bloody Cool on this one. That is a very cool challenge.
That's pretty cool. That one rates 67 on difficulty. Yeah. So that was a good one. Cheeky Brit sent in GC5679Y, 5-state busy traveler challenge. In order to claim this cache, you must have found caches in 5 states with 100 caches in each state and 5 icons in each state. That adds up to 500 distinct caches.
I like this one.
Yeah, that one's kind of layered, but yeah. That's what adds to the challenge. It's rated a 5.5. Yeah. I'm looking for the difficulty. It hasn't loaded yet, but yeah, pretty cool. It's an older cache.
Yeah. Well, and Bloody Cool has another one too.
So yeah, go ahead. We added another one by Bloody Cool.
GCA7MV9, the tree climbing challenge. And for that challenge, you must have found at least 25 caches with the tree climbing attribute that have a terrain rating of 4 or higher. So I like that one. And also with the 25 caches, at least one has to be traditional, one multi, one puzzle, and one letterbox. So I thought that was
an interesting twist on that one. Yeah. Have you found, rhetorical questions, but a letterbox in a tree, a multi in a tree, this is rated a difficulty 4 for a cache page on the cache page. Yeah.
Yeah, and and you got to have a good tree climbing community on that one. But yeah, what a good twist with so many different types.
Right. That was my thought too. You got to hide what's achievable in your area. So yeah, that must have a very good tree climbing community. Yep. Cheeky Brit shared a challenge that he hid, GCB64E1. Then I Come Around challenge. That's with a V. He says, Venn diagrams are my jam. They really butter my toast. For this challenge, you need to find a geocache that hits each part of this Venn diagram that's on the cache page. The 3 categories that intersect are in Washington State, traditional, and size regular. So that was a fun one, kind of a geeky one, if you will. And
I like that.
he shared some pictures here. Check this out. There are people in a hole.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, look at that. How amazing is that? I love it. I love it.
That is awesome. That definitely fits into my caching addiction of
that makes you want to go, right? Go jump down a hole.
Yeah. Tagging the GFD says on here, don't give the geocaching ninja any more ideas on the tree climbs. And if anybody has not seen the geocaching ninja, he does not need extendable ladders. He does not need like ropes.
No.
Like if there's like a light post that he can climb, he can do it on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, again, that one is GCB64E1. And we'll have links to all of these challenges that you guys, that we've talked about and you've submitted. And so thank you to everyone who sent one in. And remember to enter for next month, send in your email before next month's show. And this month's winner is Mass Seeker. Congratulations. We'll be in touch and send you that challenge talk path tag. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Judy.
Oh, John, it has been a good show. Thank you for talking challenges with me.
Oh man, great. I love it. This has been a blast and gets me excited for so many more challenges and to hide some more challenges.
That's the purpose of the show. Yeah.
Including I'm going to hide a Western New York county challenge on that one.
All right.
So not all of New York, but just for the Western New York one. So
keep us posted on everything you're achieving. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You too can submit your monthly challenges to Challenge Talk Podcast. Yeah, we'd love to hear about it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, just a reminder that our next show is the second Tuesday of August, which is the 12th, and show notes will be posted shortly after the show airs, both in the video description and linked in the podcast description. And remember, especially with Tim at CacheFest Hawaii, if you see us, say a special little phrase and Tim just might have something for you. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for watching and listening. And remember, it's not about the numbers. It's about the challenge. John, what do you say?
I say pizza challenge accepted.
I love it. Very good. All right. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Take care.